How did your psycho ex become so obsessed with you they ruined their own life? My ex-boyfriend Tyson proposed to me on my birthday, just hours after he slept with my sister. Worst part was, everyone knew about the cheating. My mom, my friends, even my distant relatives. Yet no one told me until 6 months into planning the wedding, when one of the bridesmaids drunkenly exposed it all. I broke things off immediately and told him to get his stuff out of my apartment within the week. Tyson tried apologizing, crying, begging, promising it wasn't what it sounded like. When none of that worked, he got angry. Fine, let's break up, but I want the ring back. My eyes widened at the audacity. Wait, so you cheat on me with my sister, and now you want my dead mom's ring? Which, by the way, was something you got for free from my dad. He nodded. Yeah, that's the ring. Get out, now. Before I call the cops, I warned him. He stepped out of the front door with his box, then paused. So the ring, I slammed the door shut on his face and locked it. Why did he want the ring so badly? That was 3 months ago. And since then, Tyson still hadn't stopped demanding that I give him the ring. He sent me texts every day about how unfair I was acting, how his new girlfriend, aka my sister, deserved to wear my mom's ring too. She would have wanted your sister to be happy, he tried explaining. I quickly blocked his number after that, but it only made things worse. He started showing up at my work during lunch, asking coworkers to convince me to do the right thing and give him the ring. When I'd say no, he'd call me bitter and vindictive for keeping something to remember him by. Which is ironic because for the past 3 months, all I wanted was to finally move on from one of the worst things to ever happen to me. But it felt like he was never gonna let that happen. All over this ring. Why? I got my answer when my friend Jane suggested I take a break and join her on her girls' trip for the weekend. It's 3 days away from all this Tyson madness, she persuaded me. Before I left, I called my dad asking if he could stay at my apartment and watch over my orange cat while I was gone. Sure thing, sweetie, he told me gently, and so I left. I posted photos of my packed bags, letting the world know that I was finally moving forward. I spent the next few days laying out on the beach, making new friends, hiking. I was genuinely happy for the first time in months. I wasn't thinking about Tyson. I wasn't thinking about the ring. I was finally healing. But what I didn't know was that Tyson had been waiting for an opportunity like this, obsessively watching my Instagram. He'd created a fake account after I blocked him and knew my apartment would be empty all weekend. The ring could finally be his. That Sunday at 2 a.m., I got a call from the police. I cut the girl's trip short and immediately drove 4 hours back to the apartment. My heart raced the entire time, wondering what could have happened. The police waved me over once I arrived and refused to let me enter the apartment. It's real bad in there, he explained, shaking his head. 12 years in law enforcement, you'd think I'd seen it all. Just as I felt even more anxious, he started spilling everything. Apparently, Tyson showed up at my apartment at 11 p.m. and parked 2 blocks away so the neighbors wouldn't recognize his car. He walked up to the porch and started peeking into each window. He then walked around the entire house, checking from window to window before coming back to the front door. Then he pulled out a lockpick kit he'd bought online and went to work. It took him almost 20 minutes, but he was determined to get his hands on the ring. When it finally opened, he stepped inside and went straight for my bedroom. He knew I kept my jewelry box in the top drawer of my dresser. He started digging through, looking so desperately for the ring that he didn't notice the footsteps growing closer in the hallway. My dad, who volunteered to take care of my cat, had heard the lock getting picked and moved silently down the hall. When he noticed the intruder heading straight to my bedroom, my dad's marine instincts kicked in. He quietly stepped into the doorway and said in the calmest voice, "Don't make any sudden movements if you want to live. Now, turn around slowly and put your hands where I can see them." Tyson, being the bright man that he is, decided to grab the nearest, heaviest object and throw it at my dad before trying to run past him. That was his first mistake. The rest, you'll have to see for yourself, the police officer frowned, leading me past the yellow tape to see the gruesome aftermath myself. I'll be honest, it was a miracle Tyson had even survived. The doctors who treated his wounds said he'll live, but the damage to his body had been severe, but the nightmare wasn't over. The detectives called me, saying they found something in the trunk of Tyson's car that they want me to see. When I asked what it was, the detective could only apologize over and over, saying that he couldn't say it over the phone. When I saw it, I finally realized why he wanted the ring. Full story on channel, linked below.